All right. Turns out Scotty does know. Oh, that Billy Horschel ain't too shabby at this match play thing. Good evening, sweet Reid Fowler. How are you? What did you enjoy the most about the PGA Tour's edition of March Madness?
Yeah, Scotty Scheffler. We called that on our show last week, and he almost panned out for us. And so I was pulling for Scotty boy. A little hometown win would have been nice, but he was that last match. He was not playing well at all. So Billy Ho deserved to win. It was fun. Match play is always a ton of fun. It's a different format, so I had a blast watching it.
Yeah, man. Now we're back to regular stroke play events. It's the final countdown until the Masters. Let's go, dude. Slapping the bass, man.
Do you really play it up here?
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. It's the Valero Texas Open from TPC San Antonio. What kind of golfer plays well in this Greg Norman design?
Yeah, so Sergio Garcia also was a consultant on this course with Greg Norman. So take that for what it's worth. I don't really think it's worth much, but it's a longer course. Two par fives that you can't reach in two, Emerson, are over 600 yards. We have a few par threes, I believe, that are over 200 yards, and then a handful of par fours that are in between that 450 to 500 yards. So a long course, but if the wind picks up, this course can be extremely difficult. Right, those Texas winds, if they come through, it can be very difficult. If not, you're going to see scores like we saw in 2019 with Corey Connors shooting 20 under par. If they are up, you'll see the scores probably around -12. A lot of runoff areas around the greens, and it's kind of a not a desert style course, but a hard pan type of Texas course where wind definitely comes into play. So look at these guys like the Texas-born players who have played well, who have played college in Texas, or a lot of players that I'll get to in a little bit coming from a certain place in this world that do well here.
Next highest ranked player, you kind of just teased it. It's your boy, Tony Finau, at number 13 in the world. So just tell me now why he's your favorite play at 10K or higher.
Well, just athleticism, a will to win, just the sportsman of all consideration. Guy was recruited for basketball coming out of high school. He decided to play golf and look at top 15 in the world, Emerson. No, all kidding aside, it's a long course. Look, Finau's game fits anywhere, right? It's just a matter of can he put everything together, which has always been the case since we've been doing this for the last 4 years of really following Finau. It's can he put everything together? The ball striking is definitely there. The par fours scoring, the par five scoring clearly. And if the wind kicks up, he's one of the best wind players over the longer form. If you look back over the last 50, 100 rounds, he's one of the best in strokes gained total. So when you put all those things together with the stock par 72 with 4 par fives, his distance, especially the long iron distance, it can rise to the top, right? His game can rise to the top. The one thing that I do worry about a little bit is that his accuracy off the tee is a little shaky, but the rough isn't that thick, right? It's just the greens here. There's a lot of runoff areas. And so if you're chipping and your short game isn't ideal, like it isn't top notch, then it's going to be tough to get up and down here. And really, if the scores are getting low, then score in those holes.
Yeah, he's never missed a cut here. But I also saw an interesting stat, Reid. Your boy, prior to the Players' Championship, had a run of 4th place, 3 straight runner-ups, and a 14th at the WGC at the concession, man.
It's going to come.
He's always the bridesmaid, never the bride. Yeah, I know. I feel like we're always talking about this dude being so close.
So is he like the Katherine Heigl of golf? Then he's like the Katherine Heigl. Oh, man.
Perfect. But you know what? I respect your loyalty to him. Who stands out in the 9K range to you?
Yeah, I think it's Abraham Answer, $9,700. If you look at the comp courses, right, the TPC Scottsdale, PGA West, TPC Summerlin, these courses do fit kind of what we're going to see here. And Abraham Answer has been one of the best. Like he's got top finishes on all of those courses. His irons are on fire right now. His irons here over his last 2 starts, I believe, have not been good. And so he has to rely on his recent form. It's just that, right? Not a long hitter. He's going to keep it in the fairway, and he's got to rely on that on those irons. But $9,700 is definitely something to consider. And then Ryan Palmer, right? Ryan Palmer, $9,400. He's another guy, Texas guy. He plays well in these type of conditions. It's a little pricey for Ryan Palmer, but at the same time, he's just playing at another level right now.
Yeah, Answer, also a Texas guy, still looking for his first career PGA Tour win. Who are some inexpensive names that you like at TPC San Antonio?
Yeah, one guy in the 8K range really quickly, Cam Davis. So what I mentioned earlier, right? Australian players, they tend to show up in Texas, and especially this course. Since 2010, we have Aaron Badley, Adam Scott, Stephen Bowditch. These guys have either finished top 5 or have won this tournament. And it makes sense, right? The courses that you see in Australia, a little bit more link style, where you keep the ball closer to the ground. run out. So that's kind of what we see here in Texas. The winds can pick up both in Australia and here in Texas. So we see that correlation. And Cam Davis, his short game has been bad, but his ball striking has been fantastic. So take a look at him. And I wouldn't be surprised, too, if Doug Gim comes back on the scene, right? He had a great showing at the Players' Championship at Sawgrass, just had a bad Sunday. I think he's definitely someone to consider down in this range. And then HV3 at $7,900 is also someone that chaps consider. He's been playing well. He's great off the tee. It's just, again, like, can he get his approaches dialed in his short game? And if he does, we've seen him pop very early in tournaments and give us a top 5 at worst in those tournaments that he does well in. So he's someone that I also like a little bit lower in that 7K range.
Over on the DK Sportsbook side, though, which players' odds catch your eye? We've already mentioned Dustin Johnson is the favorite at plus 700.
Yeah, it's Cam Davis. Like I mentioned, Cam Davis is someone, look, if you take a look at his odds, I'm just checking them right now, he's at plus 6,000. Plus 6,000 for someone who's been, who has top finishes. Look, like I mentioned earlier, if that short game comes around, the around the green game, the putting, if it's there, he's going to be someone that's going to pay dividends, especially if you can get that top 5, top 10, if you want to look at that. But at plus 6,000, he's someone that I'm definitely considering with his odds. We talk about the Masters being next week. How many of these guys at the top of the board are really considering winning this tournament? Look, they're not going there to lose, but the priority is probably going to be, I want to tune my game up one last time. And if I don't win, so be it. If Cam Davis wins, that's a whole nother story, right? A great win in a great field.
All right, time to take a winner for me right now. Who is your early pick to win the Valero Texas Open?
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but give me Cam Davis. I love Tony Finau. Plus 1,300 is a little sharp for me.
We know.
Right, but if there's a runner-up to my runner-up, to the PGA Tour's version of a runner-up, it's going to be him. It's going to be a Cam Davis. I think his game is right there. He just needs to clean up some stuff around the green, on the greens, and if he does, watch out. You're going to see this guy's name on leaderboards.
Could get him plus 1,100 too, just for a top 5 finish. So,
I mean,
pretty good investment.
Come on,
all right,
do it.
Sweet Reid Fowler, love you, mean it. Thanks, buddy.